I've got the new PSE EVO XF 33 all set up and ready to rock. We're gonna go down to the archery range now, get it all sighted in. I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I do that. I'm not saying this is the best way to do it. This is just how I've done it and what's always worked for me. So let's go. Alright, so we just got to the archery range. I'm gonna start sighting in my bow and kind of walk you through how I do that. So for me, I have a 5-pin mover. So how I'm gonna set up my pins is gonna be 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70 yards. That's just what I like, what works for me. So the first step in that process is I'm gonna go to 30 yards, shoot, wherever the arrow goes. If there needs to be an adjustment, it's gonna be a full housing adjustment, okay? I'm not gonna move any pins around. All right, and the reason I do that is because when I buy a sight, I put that top pin right where I want it, which I usually move it up to make room beneath that for any, for as you go out in yardage, you need to make sure you have the real estate beneath that top pin and to make sure you can hit that 70 and 80 yards. So that's why I do that. Let's go shoot some arrows. All right, so I must have got lucky on that one. Fair warning, this sight, this bow is shooting the same speed as my previous bow, so there might not be too many adjustments I'm making, but I'm gonna show you what to do if you did have to make an adjustment. Here's my first shot at 30. So I'm pretty happy with that, dead center in the 10 ring. Let's move to 40. So if you did have to make an adjustment there at 30 yards on that top pin, whatever your top pin is, what you would do, if my arrow hit to the left, I would just move my whole sight housing left a little bit. You always want to chase the arrow, okay? Same thing if it's up, if it was high, I would move the whole sight housing high a little bit, and then you would go back, shoot 30 again, and then, you know, just see where it goes from there and until it's right there in the middle. All right, so that one I shot a 3-arrow group. To me, I'm pretty happy with this. The average is dead center here, so if you want to take a look. So here's dead center. There's one here, one here, one here. I'm pretty happy with that. So if there is any windage adjustments that need to happen, they're going to show themselves as I keep stepping further back. So I'm going to leave this where it is right now. We're going to go to 50. Okay, so if you did have to make an adjustment there, if there was an elevation adjustment that you needed to make, say my arrows were a little low, okay? This is when you're going to start moving pins around. So if the arrow was low, you want to tick that 40-yard pin down a little bit, go shoot again, and readjust from there until the elevation is right. If it was a left-right adjustment that needed to happen, you would move your whole sight housing towards the arrow. So if the arrow was to the right, you're going to move your whole sight housing to the right. And if it's both, if you got both going on, say your arrow is high and right, take care of one before the other, okay? So high and right, move your whole sight to the right until the arrow is dead center and high. Then you're going to take your pin and move it up, and that's going to bring your arrow down. All of these arrows, if you look, like this is the dead center. They're all a smidge to the left. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just micro adjust my whole sight to the left just a little bit, like maybe 2-3 clicks, and then that should take care of that. All right, so we made our windage adjustment at 50 yards. Here's the result. All the arrows now are in the center. They're all grouped in the center of this area. So they're a tiny bit high. I'm not too worried about that though, because the group before this, the elevation was correct. But as we step back in yardage, if there is an elevation adjustment that needs to be made, it's going to show itself even more as we get further back. So I'm not too worried about this right here. I'm happy with these. All right, so we just shot our 60-yard group. 2 of these shots are absolutely money. If you look here, these are right here. This guy, the wind blew me. I'm human, okay? It happens. So I'm happy with that. I'm not even considering this guy, like I'm not even paying attention to it. So these are great. We got one more yardage to check, 70 yards. All right, so we just shot 70 yards. This is our group right here, 3 arrows. I'm pretty happy with that. 70 yards, you're starting to get way out there in terms of distance. But hey, I wish I had more adjustments to make for you, but I'm telling you, I went from that Expedite NXT to this EVO XF, and they're shooting the same dang speed, but the XF has like almost a 7-inch brace height. It's just super, super impressed with this bow. It's been really forgiving, and I'm super excited to get it out in the field this year. That's it though. My bow's ready to rock. Next up though, so these were just field points. I'm gonna walk you through this whole process up until hunting season. We're gonna bare shaft tune, we're gonna shoot broadheads, and I'm gonna walk you through how I go about getting my broadheads to hit with my field points, okay? So if you like the video, please hit thumbs up. If you like the channel, please hit subscribe, and until next time, stay safe out there.